I'm Ben Lance, Executive Advisor to APC Media. That would include Power Systems Technology Magazine, Transformer Technology Magazine, and Women in Power Systems Magazine. We're here today in Paris, France at the CIGRE 2024 conference, talking with industry thought leaders, interviewing them to gain their insights into the trends, challenges, and solutions, and bringing those insights to you. So my next guest is Dr. Diego Robalino from Megger. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Glad to have you here. So, Diego, tell me, how did you get into the industry?
I started in the oil and gas industry many years ago, already, more than 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. And working in the oil and gas, I was working more for the facilities engineering and construction side. So testing was something that we were doing, commissioning power plants, downstream facilities.
You had hands-on experience then.
Hands-on. I started, with the guys in the field, pulling cable, making terminations, testing transformers.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
We did the whole thing at that time, and continued in the industry in oil and gas. Then decided to move to the U.S. Got my PhD, and since then I've been working for Megger.
So you're working in the field, and then you got your PhD.
Yes.
That is a powerful combination to have that hands-on experience and then go get an education focused on that area too.
And then I actually decided what was best for me, what I liked the most.
Right.
So I was able to decide, I really like testing, I really like insulation, high voltage and power optimization. So that was the topic of my PhD dissertation.
That's fascinating because a number of our guests during our interviews have talked about the challenges of bringing young people into our field. And that sounds like an interesting path to maybe even promote, right? We need technicians.
Oh, absolutely.
And we need people to get those higher degrees and dig in to solve some problems. But what better way to find out what the problems are? Very good. That's great.
Correct, yes.
I appreciate the background there. So really from a whole career of experience here, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing from Megger's perspective, but your perspective in particular, some of the challenges that we're facing in the industry.
Well, the industry has been changing every day. I think that the technology now develops every single minute. There's something new. There's something interesting for us, transformer enthusiasts, power grid enthusiasts.
Right.
One of the major challenges, of course, is getting into these new technologies, renewables, solar, wind. We are looking at quite a few challenges for the industry to get into this smart grid, right? To me, the grid has always been smart, right? Now we're digitalizing it. Absolutely. Right. We're communicating better with the grid. I think that's part of the challenge, but do we understand the information? Can we read the information?
Right.
How much do we really know about the information that we're getting from every single piece of equipment? And we can put so many sensors all over the place. But do we need that information? How do we become more selective on the information that we get? And how we put that in something that is truly valid for your operation and make you look good as owner of the operation,
right?
The company look good because it's a social entity, right? And at the end of the day, you try to extend the life of your assets in the field, make it work better, more reliable, more efficiently, more effectively. I mean, effectiveness is part of it, reliability is there, and safety number one.
Right. So from a power transformer perspective, what are some of the challenges that you're seeing in the industry? What are people talking about? What are some of the challenges?
Well, one of the interesting things, to let you know, attending this beautiful CIGRE event, I mean, it's one of the best times during the year, right? It's once every 2 years, but coming here to Paris and sharing with so many experts in the field, it's really, really interesting. And one of the things in the A2 subcommittee, which is related to transformers, we had the poster session on Monday, and then we had today on the dielectrics, we were talking yesterday and today. And on the dielectrics, one of the issues that were presented is, of course, issues with bushings.
Bushings, okay.
On the tutorial from A2 yesterday morning, the report for the new reliability document coming out from CIGRE shows that the failure of bushings is continuously increasing. It's much more than what we had on the previous report. That is quite interesting because
that is a challenge.
It's not my transformer, right? It's one of the components. Something that we could look at in a better way, probably, right? So several challenges. Now we're getting with some more statistics, more diagnostics, more data all over the place. And again, to
Well,
put
Megger
all
has
the
a lot of
information
tools.
together.
Megger has a lot of tools for
And we do
diagnostics.
have quite a few tools,
So
yes.
what solutions is our Megger bringing to this
Well,
table here?
thank you for asking.
Yeah, of course.
Because
we need solutions.
because one of the things that we have been working for quite some time, more than 25 years, is dielectric frequency response. And that is a
Okay.
in-depth diagnostic of the insulation system for transformers and for bushings.
And for bushings. Okay.
And we were part of the development of the IEEE C57.12.200, which is the new guide for high voltage bushings using dielectric frequency response. It's very interesting to see the dielectric signature of bushings. And many people is still confused about what to expect, how to do the diagnostics. And some of the biggest problems that we have found is that the measurement of dielectric losses at one single frequency, line frequency, you name it, 50 hertz, 60 hertz, right? It's always good. And everybody's thumbs up, energized. 2 months later, blows up.
I see.
What happened? Well, you were looking only into one single point in this dielectric signature.
I see.
You did not look beyond that.
Okay.
And the opportunity that we have right now to investigate frequencies down to 10 millihertz, up to 1 kilohertz, and have a much better understanding. Not to just understand, different curves and become a guru in the understanding of interpretation of curves, but better to be more proactive in our reaction to our maintenance procedures. What do we need to do? We don't want to be reactive when there's a failure. That's already too late.
Right.
We don't need technology that will allow us to, oh yeah, there is a failure. Yeah, that already happened. There's a fault. That already happened. I want something to tell me before.
Right.
Ahead of time. Hey, this is degrading rapidly. You can compare, you have 3 bushings on your transformer, compare A, B, C. Well, are they all behaving in the same way? At the end of the day, they are mounted on the same transformer, they have the same loading, they have the same environmental conditions, they have the same operator, probably the same maintenance routine. Is everything working fine for all of them?
I see.
So this dielectric response and the analysis that we do on what we call the narrow band from 1 hertz to 500 hertz, and specifically the analysis at 1 hertz, for us, I think is a novelty in the industry. And I think that will bring a good amount of information, and it will save quite a few people, to avoid any kind of issues in the substations.
So the 1 hertz technology, is that what you're talking about there?
Yes.
And that's also part of a frequency suite?
That is part of the frequency suite.
And are you able to detect different types of failure mechanisms, or how does
accelerated agent, accelerated
Okay.
degradation,
All
right? We are able to identify things that just looking at 50 or 60 hertz, basically you're blind.
I see.
So you have now a way to look into this blind spot,
I see. Okay.
opening the spectrum of frequencies, understanding better what's going on.
Wow, that's fascinating. And if people want to learn more about this, Megger has some technology and some information. Where can they find more information
Absolutely,
about that?
absolutely. Well, first of all, I invite everyone to look into our website, www.megger.com, and you will find so much information about our technologies, our equipment. You can follow us on LinkedIn. That's another one. But we have several case studies.
Okay.
And on all the conferences that we're participating, we always bring something new, something interesting to the industry. We're talking always with our customers, with our friends. We try to deal with different utilities worldwide,
Right.
because different regions have different issues as well. Somebody's facing, let's say, very, very hot climates, right? Middle East, for example. If we're going to other places, very cold. So different regions also face different problems. And we have literature that is dedicated to different regions, how it's
Okay.
happening, how we're approaching to solutions. So I invite everyone to go into our website.
And I guess just one more question, going back to the technical side. So are there are different manufacturers of transformers, different manufacturers of bushings? Probably, I'm not an expert in bushings, but different types of bushings,
That is
right?
correct.
Different materials that are being used. So all of that information, not just, you don't just need the equipment, but you also probably have folks who are experts like yourself who can help people
Absolutely.
with measuring regimes. Is that wrong?
We have, actually, we're a full spectrum of a global integrated solution.
Excellent.
Recently, we acquired 9 laboratories in North America for liquid insulation analysis,
Okay.
which allows us to get into a database, a fantastic database of information based on liquid
And that company's
insulation.
name is what?
That was from Whiteman,
Ah,
that we acquired
yes.
the
Okay.
laboratories in North America.
Okay.
Yes, so now those belong to us. We are now into the online DGA monitoring. So we have
Okay.
our first product, which is looking into 3 specific gases. I'll say 2 gases and moisture, hydrogen, acetylene, which is low energy and high energy. So we have the most critical gases plus moisture. And of course, we have a full line of PD detection systems for online.
Excellent.
Offline, yes, has been always there. Now we have engineering services. We have a group of experts and technical support in all the continents in the world. And we have business representation in 163 countries in the world. So
It sounds
we're
like
everywhere.
you're listening to the customer and looking at the needs and responding.
We're trying our best. We're trying our
Excellent.
best.
Excellent.
Customer number 1.
That's right. Any final comments or thoughts that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us here. It's a wonderful opportunity to share a little bit about our experience. I invite everybody to attend sessions, technical sessions like CIGRE. So many experts from all over the world with different expertise and so much contribution. CIGRE is not a standard, but it's a group of technical people talking about technical issues and trying to look into the solutions for those issues. So everybody, try to look into this. Come with questions. If you have any question, please come to us. We'll be more than happy to
Excellent.
look into those.
Well, Diego, it's been a pleasure
It's
listening.
my pleasure.
You're one of the thought leaders in this industry, and
Oh,
to get
thank you for
your
that.
experience.
I'm
and
very humbled to be here, and
Yes.
I appreciate very much the
It's been
opportunity.
a pleasure.
Thank you.